Welcome to the J. Kelly on the Move Business to Business Talk Show with your host and CEO, Miss Mary Parham. It's sponsored by J. Kelly Referrals and Information Services. This program is designed to be a source of information for current and potential business owners. Thanks for tuning in to the J. Kelly on the Move Business to Business Talk Show with your host, Miss Mary Parham.
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Parham. And you know who I am, president of J. Kelly Referrals and Information Services. I come to you every Sunday at 3 o'clock just to inform you of what's going on in Arkansas. And today we have an awesome opportunity to talk about sickle cell. So just grab your pen and your paper and get ready to take some information down. And you know the number 374-5000. Please call us if you have any questions about any topic that we talk about every Sunday. Today, like I say, we're talking to UAMS. Hey, we're talking to UAMS about sickle cell, and that is something that we don't talk enough about, but we're talking today. Today, tell us about sickle cell, and let's introduce everybody. This is Dr.
I'm Dr. Sunny Singh. I'm the director for the Adult Sickle Cell program at UAMS.
We're very happy to have you here today. And that's Stella.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing
How you
today?
doing? That smile's still beautiful.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. I'm Stella Bowers, and I am the RN for the UAMS Adult Sickle Cell Program.
Amen.
Yes,
Say,
ma'am.
we have all the bells and whistles here, and we have some more standbys who's shouting out today. Hey, hey, we're going to start off today with sickle cell. What is sickle cell? I know a lot of people think they know, but they don't know, and we want to try to. Dr. Singh, let's give some information about what is sickle cell and how do you know if you have it? And
Sure. So sickle cell is a condition. It's a genetic condition which results in an abnormality in the hemoglobin, which is within the red cells. And the normal function for these red cells is to carry oxygen in the blood. So when someone has the sickle cell condition, the hemoglobin becomes unstable, and it causes the red cells to acquire this shape in the form of a sickle, and which is difficult for the red cells to go through the small vessels, and eventually it gets blocked, gets stuck within the red cells, gets broken up, and that eventually leads to all the complications that we see in sickle cell disease. Stella, you want to add something?
Stella, I want to ask you. I mean, you're the RN there,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you actually see the patients. What are some of the the problems that they have as far as sickle cell?
Okay. The hallmark sign of sickle cell disease is pain. Because of what Dr. Singh was saying about the clotting of the arteries and everything, that can cause bone pain and everything. So the hallmark sign and symptom of sickle cell disease is pain. They also have shortness of breath.
Oh, really?
They have decreased hemoglobin or decreased blood count.
Okay.
They also sometimes they have yellowness of the eyes, of the sclera of the eyes, and that comes from jaundice, and that comes from the red blood cells popping in their body, because their red blood cells don't live as long as your red blood cells.
Okay.
They die early and they pop early, and because when our patients are sickling, and what that means is they're making more red blood cells at that time, and they break and they pop a lot when they're sickling a lot. So that's where that yellowness comes from in their eyes.
And I've seen a lot of people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it more prevalent in children or adults?
I won't say it's more prevalent. Would you, Dr.
Yeah. So
Singh?
basically, this is a condition someone is born with. So if somebody has it, it's since birth, and then it continues lifelong. We do know that the disease affects the longevity of patients. So say 30 years ago, on an average, a sickle cell patient, somebody who has sickle cell disease, would not make it beyond 20 to 30 years of age.
Oh, truly.
But now with research and newer medications and the multidisciplinary approach that we have, the average or the median lifespan of patients has gone up to about 40.
Okay.
So it has roughly doubled in the past 20, 30 years. The question of prevalence does not really apply, because it's something which is you have since birth.
I hear a lot of people who have sickle cell, and they talk about the pain. And when you talk about the pain, I mean, it is just a whole body whole
Okay.
body of
Yeah.
pain.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't pinpoint any certain body part. You're just in pain. What I want to know is that what is Arkansas doing to help with sickle cell disease patients? How can you all do outreach to bring those patients to the clinic, to UAMS? Anyone want to answer that?
With outreach, we have our outreach division of our unit, which I usually do, and I go out into the community. I go to medical conferences and everything, and set up my booth and give out information for the sickle cell clinic. So that's basically how we get the word out, and from interviews like yours,
Okay.
that's how with these interviews, when we're on the radio station, when we're on TV, we always have a big influx of new patients.
Sure.
After we actually do something like
Have
this.
you ever thought about the faith-based community? Because that's where all of your people are sitting,
On Facebook?
faith-based.
Faith-based. Okay.
Faith-based. Your churches.
Okay. Oh, yes, ma'am. Faith-based. Okay.
Faith-based,
Yes,
yeah.
faith-based. Yes, ma'am. We do when we're invited, we do churches and all that too. Any kind of community service event, we will come if we're invited.
It'd be nice. Every church have a place where you can put pamphlets and brochures or whatever. It'd be good to have that information available, and they can just pick up a brochure and there it is, and they go over some of the problems that is surrounded by sickle cell, and they said, oh, my grandson, he does that, or I know someone that is going through those problems and have their eyes, or they in pain all the time. That's an excellent opportunity for you all. Don't pass that up.
No,
to have
if
those
I have any of
brochures.
the churches or anything called, I can send out brochures. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I would
I can
suggest,
actually take them out to them.
yeah, take them out to them. And then you can call, you can always call Jay Kelly at 374-5000, and we will be glad to put you in contact with them, but also to send you a brochure, with the information on how to connect with the clinic, because that's what we want you to do. Knowledge is power, and I talk about that all the time. If you have the knowledge, you have the power in your hand to get some help. Because I know, I've had cancer, and I know what pain does. I know how and I know how you feel. And you think that there is no help, but help is here. It's not on the way. It's already here.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why we're here to talk about it. Someone to have had sickle cell, and they think that they don't have, all these years because mama had it, grandmama had it, and they didn't know what the name of it was. And now we're in a new century. We're in a new time. So they need to know why they hurt. Because in my great-grandmother's day, and my grandmother's day, and my mom's time, they didn't know what it was.
A lot of times it was diagnosed as juvenile diabetes in children that had sickle cell disease, of the adults that are over 70 or 80 years old. When they were younger and they hurt like that, a lot of times it was diagnosed as juvenile diabetes. Juvenile arthritis. I am so sorry. Juvenile arthritis.
Arthritis, yeah.
Yeah,
And that can happen in children. Do you have anything that you
Yeah,
want to
so
add to that,
now,
doctor?
yes, so things have changed a lot since then. As everyone is aware, now we have universal newborn screening. So all kids, all babies who are born are screened for sickle cell, and once diagnosed, they would be basically, the Children's Hospital, for example, here has a sickle cell clinic. So all these patients who get diagnosed, they are seen in the Children's Hospital.
Okay.
And then eventually, when they grow out, they get transitioned to adult clinic, and that's where our role comes in, taking care of patients who were transitioning out of the Children's Hospital and eventually coming
into
to
your clinic.
clinic.
Okay. So, I really want the word to get out. If you don't hear anything else, hear this. There is help. If you know someone who is dealing with this chronic pain and they don't know the name of why they're hurting, all they know is they're hurting. All they know is that, they don't know that if there's help. There is help. I mean, all you have to do is seek. You know, if you seek, you're fine, because that's what it's all about. People helping people. Is that right?
Yes,
You know,
ma'am.
we want to help you, and then the doctor and Stella want to make sure that you get the help that you need. You get the information. Their clinic is wonderful. It's located at UAMS.
Yeah.
And is there a particular area?
Yes, ma'am. UAMS Cancer Institute. We're located within the Cancer Institute on the 7th floor.
On the 7th floor. Call Jay Kelly at 374-5000. I want to give you the number that you can also call and you get them directly. It's 855-742-2355. And all that is 855 Sickle Cell. And Sickle. Okay. Please correct me. I don't mind. Because I want to make sure that we transfer the correct numbers to you. But you know our number, because we here every Sunday. So you know Jay Kelly Referral is here to help. But that's what we do. We do community outreach. We help you to be informed on what's going on in our city and what's going on not only in our city but around Arkansas. And this is a national. I understand before COVID, I mean, we had a lot of things going on then. You had activities all the time. You had set up booths. And now since we're back, pretty much better.
Everything's
we're getting that way.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that this is a good time that you can contact the churches and put brochures in their office area where people come by, okay, and pick up information. If you don't know tonight, we got every church in our database in the state of Arkansas. So just call Jay Kelly. Hey, listen, we're going to talk some more to Dr. Sain. We're going to talk to you about the statistics as far as maybe not national, but just Arkansas.
Sure. So in the state of Arkansas, if you look at the adults, we have roughly around 800 patients with sickle cell disease for adults. When it comes to our clinic, we've treated roughly close to 300 patients, and currently our panel has roughly 220 patients who are being actively treated. So this tells you that majority of the patients are being treated out in the community.
Okay,
right?
good, yes.
And that's why it's important that patients who are in the far-flung areas away from Little Rock, their community physicians who are treating them, they can always reach out to us. We can partner with them if they have any questions. And,
I like that, partnering.
So yeah,
we have to partner together, because this is these are our children, these are our mothers, these are our fathers, these are our family. No matter who you are, this disease does not have a preference. If it's in your family, if it's in your blood trait, if it's it's hereditary. If it's there, it's there. And you need to seek help, because it's going to continue in the generation to come, and the generation to come, and the generation to come. So we want to educate right now. Right now we want to educate, and we have the two best people here to help you educate. We have staff here along with Stella. I know she got a whole lot of staff, and then Dr. Singh, did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Is the director, and he's going to make sure that you are taken care of. We want you to know that if you want help, all you have to do is ask. You just have to ask, and if that door will be open if you ask. That door will open, and we're here to help you open that door and get information that you need. Are there scholarships? There used to be scholarships available. Are there still scholarships available?
There are specific scholarships that are dedicated to sickle cell disease. I don't know any of them really by name. I do have patients that have brought scholarship paperwork in for us to fill out.
And these are for college students?
College students, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. But you can go on and research any of the scholarship websites.
Can you give us the website?
No, ma'am, I don't know.
Okay,
the
well, we'll
website,
have it.
I
Well, that's okay.
I do not, Ms. Parham. I will not tell you.
No,
I know it.
don't worry about it.
There is a national scholarship website though. You can put in national scholarships and it'll pop up on in Google, and then put in sickle cell disease, and those scholarships that are out there for specific sickle cell patients
Okay.
will pop
And they
up.
can call Jay Kelly because
Yes,
we
ma'am.
will research it and give them that website.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, that's what we're here for. So you've been working with us for a long time, and you know that we go the extra mile.
Yes, ma'am,
I mean,
you
that's why. And praise the Lord. That's what we do. We go the extra mile to make sure that you have all the information that is needed, no matter what it is. If you whatever help you need, if it's transportation, we'll give you the information how to get your transportation to go there. If you on Medicaid or Medicare or whatever, or ask your uncle, ask somebody at church. I mean, this is what those vans are for. And we want to make sure that you get the information you need. If you don't have transportation to get to UAMS, you call Jay Kelly and we'll give you the transportation numbers, and you can call and see if you qualify for the transportation. But you also, we want you to get there. So if we have to make sure that you have tokens to ride the bus, I call Stella and say, how much is the bus? Whatever it is, we'll make sure you get there. Because that's what we are all about. Is there anything else, Doctor, that we need to talk about? 1 out of 12 African Americans, they used to say this was an African American disease.
Well, the origin of the disease, so sickle cell disease is something which has extended from the continent of Africa all the way to India.
Oh, okay.
So even though, because we're here in the US, obviously we end up seeing patients who are African American with sickle cell disease, but it's not entirely only an African American disease. I'm from India, and we do have quite a bit of sickle cell disease in India as well. So recently we saw a Hispanic patient who had sickle cell disease. So
I know a couple of Hispanics.
Yes, exactly. So that's obviously a bias, because the sampling bias being in the United States, right? And the other thing that we need to be aware of when it comes to sickle cell disease is it's not just sickle cell disease per se that presents as sickle cell disease. There is also a component of thalassemia that can make it complicated. It's another form of hemoglobin disorder, which oftentimes would travel together, or patients could have both conditions. The same patient could have both conditions, and it can present in the same fashion as sickle cell disease.
Okay.
So that is why we need some advanced genetic testing to really sometimes figure this out, to tease it out exactly what's going on with the patient.
And there's medication that can help ease some of the pain, or there's treatment that can help ease some of the pain?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a special diet that they need to be on?
As far as diet, yes, they need to eat healthy. They really
More
need to eat healthy.
perhaps?
More vegetables, drink plenty of water. Water and hydration is the main thing. That's the main key to keep yourself hydrated. Because when you keep yourself hydrated, you're helping your body the blood in your body to be able to move more freely.
Okay.
And then you have less chance of actually, everything clotting up.
Do you see very many people who are being hospitalized for sickle cell?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that is one of the biggest component of sickle cell disease. For anyone who has sickle cell disease throughout their lives, especially if they have the more severe form, they end up getting hospitalized quite a bit.
Okay.
And each admission is risky in the sense that they come in with complications, and more complications can happen. And that is why, as Stella mentioned, we need to focus on preventing this from happening, and hydration and maintaining nutrition is a very important part of that. And so is having access to the newest medications, making sure you're coming to the clinic, and guidelines are being adhered to when it comes to treating this disease in the clinic, so that we can prevent hospitalization.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity for you to visit the clinic and be treated there, because when you hospitalize, we want to educate some of the doctors in the smaller counties. They may not know, so that's the key, to educate some of the doctors when patients come through there and they're trying to explain how they're feeling, and they're not familiar with sickle cell, or they're not as familiar. And so education is definitely the key. It's definitely the key. We want to make sure that the parents are younger and younger. And a lot of times the foster parents, they don't know what their mom and dad had, you know. And that's a good place to start also, because when they're 18, you know, they exit from the foster parent system, and then they don't know what their actual parents have, what kind of disease they have, and then they'll pass it on to their children, not realizing that they are a possibility of, you know, it's a possibility of having sickle cell, and they have the traits and don't know it.
They have a trait, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that's
very important to know your trait status.
and it's you know your family history. Try to find out your family history, regardless if you are adopted out or if you are in foster care and you adopted out of foster care into your independent living. You need to find out, okay, what did my real parents have? You know, what diseases? Because they're going to ask you that. What disease? And you may not know. So, and then you have to start from scratch. Oh, my Lord, you all have a job. You have your work cut out for you. You really do, doctor, I'm telling you. But like I say, the key is knowledge. And if you have the knowledge, you have the power. And you all have the knowledge and you have the power. We just got to exit it out to our community in our churches, have pamphlets and information available to our, and then whenever there's an exhibit, have information out there. Over at the Mosaic Templar, should be some information over there, because a lot of people travel through there, and they should have information when we got sickle cell. I mean, I can give you a whole list of where you need to go, baby. But anyway, we are wrapping up. We have so much more to talk about, and this is such an excellent opportunity today. I have had, Doctor, give us your name again.
Dr. Sunny Singh.
Dr. Sunny Singh, he is such a handsome young man. And Sally, you hadn't changed a bit. That smile is still just as beautiful as it was. We are so glad to have you. We have two more people here with you. Just say who they are.
We have our APRN, Rebecca Camp here, and also we have a marketing representative from our marketing department, Caitlin Barger.
Okay, Caitlin, I don't talk to you. Hey, listen, my name is Mary Pam, and we want to talk about so many things that's coming up in the month of October. The month of October. We know that breast cancer awareness as well is here. We want you to get your mammogram. If you need shower cards, amen, call J. Kelly Referrals for shower cards. We have those. We will mail bundles of those to your church, for your organization, to have those for October. Also, we want to make sure that awareness, be aware, do the self-breast exam every time you take a shower. That's what I did. That's how, I found out that I had breast cancer, and I'm a survivor. Praise God. And so I want you to be living the same dream and to be blessed and better than blessed. I am so excited. Tune in every Sunday for J. Kelly Business to Business Radio Talk Show. If you have anything that you want to talk about that is prevalent to the community, I don't want to talk about your dog and cat and how many, I don't want to talk about that. But what is needed in the community, you can call J. Kelly. We'll talk to you about all the pros and cons that goes along with that, and we will make sure that if it's information for the community. I am definitely a community-based person, and I want you to know that we would love to talk with you. You be blessed, and I am so excited that you all came today. We got UAMS in the house talking about sickle cell, and we want to talk to you and see if you need help. Call J. Kelly. We will be glad to put you on the calendar. Well, I guess that's it. We had a good time today.
Yes, ma'am.
How about you, Doctor?
Yes,
you
we did.
met me.
Yeah.
It won't be your last one, believe me. We are so glad. So you be blessed. My closing is always the same. Cast all your cares on him because he cares for you. If you do that, you won't have nothing else to worry about. In case you don't know where it is, 2 Peter 5:7. That's it. That's my word for today. You be blessed.
Thank you for listening to the J. Kelly on the Move Business to Business Talk Show with your host and CEO, Miss Mary Parham. It's sponsored by J. Kelly Referrals and Information Services. If you are a certified business owner who would like to be featured on an episode, please call J. Kelly Referrals and Information Services at 501-374-5000. That's 501-374-5000. Join Miss Mary Parham next time for the J. Kelly on the Move Business to Business Talk Show.